Hey, social media. Hello. I'm going to make this real quick. I want to get on, get off, give y'all this testimony. Hopefully it helps somebody because it really helped me. So I want to tell y'all about a situation happened. Quick little testimony. So I was at home one night and my water shut completely off. I'm on a septic tank, a well pump or whatever. I don't get like city water. So I'm at home one night and my water cuts off in the middle of the night. So I go outside and I rig my water up or whatever just so it can work till the next day. I called a plumber. Plumber comes out and the plumber finds my problem, tells me the problem is going to cost me $155 to fix. So I'm like, cool. So he comes out, fixes the problem. So he calls me up because I was at work, and he calls me up and he says, Nora, you got a bigger problem. So I'm like, well, what's the problem? He said, well, your pressure pumps are gone out. So he said, if you don't get your pressure pumps fixed, it's going to take your well out. Now, I had my well replaced a couple of years ago. So I knew I didn't want to do that because that's anywhere between $900 to $1,200 to get my well, the thing inside the well replaced. So I said, okay, how much the pressure pump's going to cost? He said, for two of them, if I do them at the same time and both of them were gone, it would be $450 plus tax. All right, I really ain't have it like this. I'm not just sitting on money over here. So I said, okay, scrape up my coins. I get it together. I call him out. So he comes out to the house and he fixes my pressure pumps. So he calls me up and he says, Nora, I fixed the pressure pumps. I said, well, that's what's up. Thank you. And he said, but you got a bigger problem. I said, what's the problem now? Now I'm mad because I already gave y'all like $670. I really can't afford to give y'all no more money. But what's the problem now? So he said, well, I put the pressure pumps in, and with the pressure pumps in, your meter is not reading. I can't get enough pressure coming to your house. So that means your well pump is gone. I want to cry. Funny thing is, I happened to be doing a hospital visit when I got the news that my well pump was gone. So I'm sitting in the hospital and the man said, well, Nora, what's wrong? I said, well, my well pump gone and this, that, and other. Then I look over at him and I started laughing. I said, well, I guess it could be worse. I could be in a hospital. He said, yeah, you could be. So, I tried to act like I wasn't really stressed because I was sitting there with the man in the hospital. So I came home and I'm complaining because I really don't have $1,000 to give these people. And the man told me, well, Nora, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm thinking, okay, you coming back tomorrow ain't going to get me $1,000 to give you. So we continued on or whatever. That night I was real stressed. So I called my friend girl up and I'm telling her, I'm like, Shanique, they want $1,000, this, that, and other, yada, yada, yada. And I'm just crying and moping. And she gets on my nerves. I love her to death. But like, I can't tell her I'm broke, because when I tell her I'm broke, it's like, girl, you ain't broke. You quit saying that. You always say that. She got 2 incomes over there and she doing all right over there. So don't judge I ain't gonna go there, but she knows. She gets on my nerves with that. Anyway, so she goes and tell me, oh, Nora, you're gonna be able to pay for it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So I kind of get upset. I really didn't want to talk to her. But I'm outside when she was talking and she said, where's your faith? And for some reason, the wind was blowing or something. I said, what you say? She said, where's your faith? That pissed me off even more. Because who in the hell are you to question me about where's my faith? But don't worry about it. I said, really, Shanique? So I kind of laughed it off to act like I wasn't mad, but I was pissed. So anyway, so I come into the house and the night goes on. And as the night goes on, I keep hearing her saying, where's your faith? Okay. All right, God, you're trying to tell me something. So I go in the Bible and I'm like, because I got to find that scripture when Jesus asked them, where's their faith? So it came up in Luke 8:22 through 25. I'm going to read it real quick. Y'all stick with me because I don't like to say stuff that don't come from the scripture. And I be telling y'all and it don't be right. But this is the New Living Translation. It was when Jesus calmed the storm. It said, one day Jesus said to his disciples, let's cross the other side of the lake. So they got into the boat and started out. As they sailed across, Jesus settled down for a nap. But soon a fierce storm came down on the lake. The boat was filling with water, and they were in real danger. The disciples went and woke him up, shouting, "Master, Master, we're going to drown." When Jesus woke up, he rebuked the winds and the raging waves. Suddenly the storm stopped, and all was calm. Then he asked them, "Where's your faith?" The disciples were terrified and amazed. "Who is this man?" they asked each other. Then he gave a command. When he gave a command, even the winds and waves obeyed him. So when I read that, now don't get me wrong, she got on my nerves, but God will send anybody to talk to you. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, Lenora, where's your faith? But after I read that scripture, all I could hear was peace be still. Now, in the midst of my night, I had two reverends call me. One reverend called me. She was like, "Nora, are you okay? I'll send my husband over to look at your water pump tomorrow," this, that, and other. I thought it was so nice, but I'm like, no, the plumber man, he's coming back. Let me tell you how the devil works. So this plumber man has been my plumber, AAA plumbing, AAA water, but he's been my plumber for 15 years. I've been in my house like 15 years, and he's been the only guy that worked with me. So they were like, "Well, Nora, maybe he's trying to get your money. He's trying to cheat you, get a second." So I had to tell them, this man has actually fixed my equipment without even coming to me. He would talk to my son and let my son fix it so he wouldn't have to charge me the $65 to come out. So I just didn't want to believe that the man was trying to trick me. So I said, okay, y'all, the testimony coming. Please hold on 1 second. It's coming. So anyway, so I didn't believe the man was trying to trick me. So once I read this, and the pastors that called me, they said, "Well, Nora, we're going to pray for you," and this, that, and other. So I know they praying. There's some praying folks. So I say, good. So I lay down peaceful, and I prayed, and I went on to sleep. So he told me before he left, he said, "Nora, take a quick shower because your water going to go out." He fixed it just enough for me to take a shower. So I didn't take a shower. I took a wipe off because I said when the water break down, I want him to be here. And I didn't know what time he was coming the next morning. So anyway, I get up early in the morning, take a shower, get my coffee ready. Shower worked fine for me. So I said, okay. But I know it's going to break down because he told me it's going to break down. So when the man pulls up, I walk him to the back and offer him some drinks and stuff. And I tell him, I said, well, whatever you find, I'm okay with, because I prayed about it, and God, whatever it is, I'm okay and I'm ready. Like, I ain't had the money, but I knew God wasn't going to leave me. So he said, "Well, when you took a shower last night, what happened?" I said, "Well, I didn't take a shower last night. I took a shower this morning because I wanted to break down this morning while you were here." So he kind of looked at me strange, and he was like, "You took a shower this morning?" Because when you use the water, when the pressure is bad, you can see that the pressure is now low because you emptied the tank. So he kind of looked and he said, "Well, Nora," no, before he looked and he was like, you took a shower today?" I said, "Yeah, but let me tell you, I prayed about this." I said, "My friend girl asked me, where's my faith?" And I read my scripture and I prayed. I don't even know if he's a Christian man. I just was talking to him, and I was telling him how me and God was dealing with one another throughout the night. So I said, "Well, I tell you what, I'll leave you be and I'll go." He said, "Well, right now it looks like it's working, Nora." And I said, "Okay." He said, "But let me do some more tests because I want to make sure, because when I left here, it was not working. My well was gone when he left." So I said, okay. I went on in the house. Next thing you know, I'm walking around the house and I look out the front door and he's taking all his scrap, his plumbing scrap, to the front of the house. So I opened the door and I asked him, I said, "Well, what you doing?" I said, "What did you find?" He said, "Nora, I don't know what you prayed about, but I can't find nothing wrong with your well." He said, "When I left here yesterday, the pressure could not get over 15%. All I had was 15% on my pressure." He said, "Nora, it's working fine. I can't find nothing wrong with your water pump." I told him, I said, and then he told me, he said, "But I want you to keep looking at it. I want you to pay attention to it because I don't want it to get out of hand." I said, "Sir, I'm sorry, but I don't have to look at it no more." I said, "Because I prayed about it. And I told God, whatever it is, that's what it is." So when he left, because I was so tickled, because I was just amazed. God has worked for me over and over in my life, but it's still amazing. Like, if you get numb to his amazing blessings that he give you, then something's wrong. Like, every day he amazes me with some of the stuff he does. Anyway, so he told me to keep looking. Okay, y'all, get what I did. I went to the back of the house, inside the house, got my holy oil, and I went all around my house, and I poured it all over that water pump. I went to the back, and I poured it on my well, and I turned around. Y'all tell me somebody was happy. I turned around, I took that oil, and I marked all my doors, all my windows. I marked my car. I marked my bumpers. I marked my driveway, because y'all do not understand. God knows if that girl wouldn't have asked me, if Shanique wouldn't have asked me, where is my faith? I think my water would have been broke down right now. Because if one of those pastors would have asked me, it would have been like normal for them. But Shanique, it ain't really normal for her to ask me, where's my faith? So I know God used her to ask me that question. But just the idea that my pump was completely gone yesterday. And I told God I did not have no money, but I'm going to trust him to do whatever he going to do. And I took my behind the bed. I didn't lose no sleep. And I relaxed and I was good. And my water just working. Just working. Ain't nobody did nothing to it. Don't get me wrong. I spent almost $700 fixing it. But it could have been $700 plus 12. So God is really good. But let me tell y'all. So I went to pouring the oil, right? I got down to my driveway, and there's some people across the street about to build a house. Man, I done pour oil out on their parking lot. All in the yard, on the dirt. I done pour oil on the dirt and pray for them people too. Y'all don't understand how happy I was. But anyway, so if you're going through something, maybe you should ask yourself, where's your faith? Because I really, like those people on the boat, that I felt like I was drowning, because ain't no way I could have came up with $1,200 to fix that water pump. And if she would not have asked me, where is my faith? I would have forgotten about my little faith that I have. I mean, I got a lot of faith, but at that moment, I didn't have nothing, and she had to open it up. So if somebody going through something that you know, you can even ask them. I mean, I don't care what you're doing with your life now. Every now and then, all we got to do is speak a word. She spoke life into my situation. All she asked me was, where's my faith? That's all she asked me. Anyway, that's my testimony for the night. I enjoyed my service this morning. I got up this morning, 7:30 in the morning. I was so grateful. Then, yeah, don't make me start. That'd be a whole nother conversation. Anyway, I see y'all Tuesday. No makeup Tuesday. I ain't wear no makeup today. I wasn't in the mood to put on makeup today. I got up and got to church and went on about my business, and that was it. I'm out of here. Bye, y'all.